Okay, this is the Professor, CBMD PhD, and today's Wednesday, August 23rd, 2023. It is 4:13 and 53 seconds, AM Eastern Standard Time, and today's research, how light works. So let's jump to it here. Want to know how light works? Try asking a mechanic. Date August 21st, 2023. Source, Stevens Institute of Technology. As physicists use a 350-year-old theorem that explains the workings of pendulums and planets to reveal new properties of light waves. The scientific investigators of researchers proved for the first time that the light waves degree of non-quantum entanglement exists in a direct and complementary relationship with its degree of polarization. As one rises, the other falls, enabling the level of entanglement to be inferred directly from the level of polarization, and vice versa. This means that hard to measure optical properties, such as amplitudes, phases, and correlations, perhaps even these of quantum wave systems, can be deduced from something a lot easier to measure, light intensity. We've known for over a century that light sometimes behaves like a wave, and sometimes like a particle, but reconciling those two frameworks has proven extremely difficult. The work doesn't solve that problem, but it does show there are profound connections between wave and particle concepts, not just at the quantum level, but at the level of classical light waves and point mass systems. The researchers used a mechanical theorem originally developed by Huygens in a 1673 book on pendulums that explains how the energy required to rotate an object varies depending on the object's mass and the axis around which it turns. This is a well-established mechanical theorem that explains the workings of physical systems like clocks or prosthetic limbs, but they were able to show that it can offer new insights into how light works too. And this 350-year-old theorem describes relationships between masses and the rotational momentum, so how can it be applied to light where there is no mass to measure? The team interpreted the intensity of a light as equivalent of a physical object's mass, that mapped those measurements onto a coordinate system that could be interpreted using Huygens' mechanical theorem. Essentially, they found a way to translate an optical system so they can visualize it as a mechanical system, then describe it using well-established physical equations. And once the team visualized a light wave as part of a mechanical system, new connections between the wave's properties immediately became apparent, including the fact that entanglement and polarization stood in a clear relationship with one another. The scientific researchers say this was something that hadn't been shown before, but that becomes very clear once you map light's properties onto a mechanical system. What was once abstract becomes concrete. Using mechanical equations, you can literally measure the distance between center of mass and other mechanical points to show how different properties of light relate to one another. And clarifying these relationships could have important practical implications, allowing subtle and hard to measure properties of optical systems or even quantum systems to be deduced from simpler and more robust measurements of light intensity. More speculatively, the team's findings suggest the possibility of using mechanical systems to simulate and better understand the strange complex behaviors of quantum wave systems. That still lies ahead of us, but with this first study, they've shown clearly, by applying mechanical systems, it is possible to understand optical systems in an entirely new way. Ultimately, this research is helping to simplify the way we understand the world by allowing us to recognize the intrinsic, underlying connections between apparently unrelated physical laws. And this is the Professor of Space Technology, Advanced Physics, Mathematics, Computer Science, and Teacher of Research. This video was created for educational purposes only. Hope you enjoyed listening. Until next time, have an awesome day.